I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there.
Hi guys, welcome to the studio and welcome back to Creep on June 2025, a collaboration with Tracie Rulton Fox at Tracie Fox Creative and her fabulous creative design team members, and it's exciting, I love it. Yeah, so today we're on day 7. How on earth is it day 7 already? It is crazy, it's going crazy quick. Okay, so I have taken a break from the journal, and today I am going to be playing with these. Now these are part of the ephemera side of the kit, and as soon as I saw these, I just immediately thought playing cards. So there are games in the ephemera kit already, but yeah, I just saw these and immediately thought, yes, playing cards. These are some of the other pieces of ephemera. I've printed them two to a page, so they're half the size. But yeah, so there's some there, but then these ones here, these are different, the different sizes, but these are all the same size. So there's them, they are as well, but they're smaller than them. They kind of remind me like dominoes. Then there's them, again, smaller pieces, same size, different sizes. Okay, so there are 4 pages altogether of the pieces this size. Is the 4 pages through? Yes, there's 4 pages altogether of them being this size. This is printed full spec. Yeah, and as I said, they just immediately screamed to me, playing card. So I went to Googling and I found a template for playing cards. Awesome. Yeah, and I have printed them out onto vellum. Now, there aren't as many of these as there would be playing cards, which is fine, you know. Over years, some cards go missing in games, don't they? So yeah, I've just randomly printed some. So there's some black ones and obviously some red ones. There's more red ones than black ones, I think. So it's 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, there's a couple more black ones than red, but I don't think we're going to need them all anyway. So here they are printed 4 to a page. There's 4 on one page. This is the full page, and the download is a PDF. Well, you can choose your download, and I downloaded A4 PDF, and it prints them 9 templates on a page, which is perfect for just cutting out and laying over these, which also knocks the picture back, which is what we want. We still want to see the picture, but we want to be able to see the numbers as well. I have linked below where I got these from. As I said, there are a few different versions, and I think there's 3 different versions you can print, and there are different files that you can print. As I said, I printed these A4 PDF, and I just really liked this design. So if you would like to turn yours into playing cards, like I'm going to do with these, then you can find the link below to be able to go and do that. Now, I've printed random, well, not so much random, I've printed, I think it is the full, it is actually, oh man, I didn't think of that. Oh, actually, we're not going to use them all anyway. Yeah, so I printed the full black one, so it goes all the way through to the king, but I've also got the 2 joker cards as well, and on the red ones it only goes through to the queen. If I hadn't have printed the joker ones, I could have printed the king on the red and maybe one joker card, but there's not enough of these anyway to make it a full deck of cards. Anywho, so what I'm going to do is, obviously, I'm going to cut these down, and because we're going to use these as playing cards, these have been printed onto I don't know, I think it's 120 GSM or something presentation paper. I can't remember now. I would have said in the original video that showed the kit off. Yeah, and as I said, because we want playing cards, we need something on the back. So I have used Tracie's Pretty Pink Grunge kit for the back. So it ties in really well with the whole theme of the journal and the kit and everything. I did mention in a previous video about Tracie's teal grunge kit, and when I looked at it again, there's not as much teal colour in it as what there is pink in this, but there are, you know, there is a lot of pinky tones and things. Just thought pink were more in keeping with the grungy theme. So these are some of the pages, background pages from that kit, and I will link that kit below. Obviously it's one you go and get from Etsy, but I'll link the kit below as well, so that's pretty cool. And we'll have some nice scraps left over as well. So I am going to cut these out, and then we will tackle these. They will be slightly smaller than the cards, but that is okay. See, I can't just put it over the top like that and then cut it out, because obviously the different orientation. So I would have to do it this way, but that's fine. I don't need it to cover the whole image, and I'm fine. I am absolutely fine with cutting the image down a little bit if necessary. But I'm just going to go off camera now and cut all these out so that they're all the same size. Alright guys, so I have gone ahead and cut all these out, and at the moment I have left a white border around them, but that won't be staying. I have also cut one sheet of these down, a little bit close on that one actually, but you know, we don't need the whole thing anyway, so I'm going to, with my little trimmer, just try and get as close to the edge as I can, but leave a little gap, which will make it handy then for gluing. So I don't want to go right to the very edges, although I seem to be doing that. Me and cutting with these guillotines is not the best. I can't judge them properly. Okay, so, and then we're going to just glue that on there like that. Try and get most of the image in it. Like that. And then we're just going to glue. So I am now switching over to my 3-in-1. So, and this stuff does dry clear. So I'm just going to stick some on the back. And then, as I said, we will try and get as much of the image in as we can. We'll keep it straight as well. Hopefully that will dry completely transparent, so you don't have those lines on. And actually, let's see if we can speed the process up a bit with the heat tool. yeah, that is working good, so it is going to dry. I know it does dry clear, but when I'm like in a rush, well, not in a rush, but when I'm being impatient, you know, I want to know that it works. So yeah, that is okay. Now, I haven't water stained these or anything like that, and I don't intend on doing. So what I want to do with these is then cut down like so. And there we have a playing card. And playing cards usually have rounded edges, so that we shall do. And there we have a playing card. How cool is that? So you can still see the image in the background, but you can see the number and what have you on it. So that is what I am going to do for the rest of these cards, and I will be back when I've done that. Guys, so I have finished gluing the fronts onto everything and messed up with the number 2 at the end there and glued on the wrong side. Yeah, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King of Clubs. And I've realised that I haven't got enough cards because there's only clubs and hearts in this deck. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jack, Queen. I haven't got the King in the hearts, and then we've got the 2 jokers. So we've only actually got 2 what do they call them? Suits. That's the one. And then the joker cards. But I'm not bothered because, you know, as I said, along the way, cards go missing. You know, over years and whatever, they go missing. I ended up just gluing these around the sides on these ones. this was the very first one that I did, and it is dry, but you can see the gluey bits through it. That was using the 3-in-1. Same on here. That wasn't as bad because I only did it on the edges. And so I thought, right, well, this one I thought, okay, well, in that case then we'll use some, where's it gone? Oh, there you go, some distressed collage medium. The vellum just ate it straight away. I put it on the back of the vellum, and by the time I stuck the vellum on here, it were dry. And it's like, what are you even doing? So yeah, that was a bit of a botch. So then I had to patch that back up with the glue anyway. This one I thought, okay, well, we'll try the matte gel medium, Liquitex. Did exactly the same. So again, had to pop around the edges with that. But this you can see here where it has actually dried. But you can see here where the medium from the collage, distress collage medium, and the Liquitex matte medium, gel matte medium, you can still see the bits in between, which kind of do give it that more aged look rather than these, but these were more the look I was going for. So I have just glued around the edges on the others, and I intend on sewing them 6, 7, 8, 10. Okay, they're not in order, but I'm not bothered about that. Yeah, and then we do have some cards left over here, but I will just pop them to the side and use them in the journals as ephemera pieces. So I think we've got more than enough with just those. But yeah, as I said, I did this, then I just, like we did the first time, cut around the vellum, which then makes these a little bit smaller, but that is fine. Like so. And as I said, playing cards usually have rounded edges. So, well, I think they do. I always do. So, yeah, just rounded the edges. And they're not all completely the same size, but to try and get them all the same size acetate, vellum, what I did were, and of course I don't have any, but I'll show you with the one that I batched up. I had my little thing here, trimmer, and the pattern on this edge I lined up with the edge of the guide here, just on the inside of it. I actually hadn't cut that bit out, and then I just cut like so, and I did it all the way around. So just on the inside edge there, it's not straight, and then there, all the way around. That weren't even right. Okay, so, and then that gave me a rough size for everything, and then obviously once it's been cut out you lose a little bit more, and then round the edges. And that has actually dried now, so I can get away with actually gluing another one. So let's see which one we want. Okay. Ooh, Dracula. Okay, well, let's have Dracula. Alright, and I actually went to using art glitter glue in the end, because this has been drying a bit better. Less, I don't know, noticeable than the 3-in-1 did. Okay, and then when I've been gluing them on, I have just been finding where I want my image, and I have just quite literally been lining up with the edges of the image, because I know they're straight. Obviously I left borders around these, so I know we have straight edges, and there we go. So that will be number 2. 2 of clubs. So as I said, in this set we're just going to have hearts and clubs. So number 1, number 2. But that is fine. I mean, you could keep them bigger and just put that in like the card, the card template just in the middle, and you know, keep it big. But I'm going to cut them down because I'm going to attempt, this will be the next video now, because this video, although it might not be too long for you guys, it's taken me ages to do this. In my next video for these, I will attempt to make either a box or a like matchbox, a box with a lid, or a matchbox, or maybe just a big envelope or something to put them in. I'm not making a card box because that's just too much hard work. Okay, so I have the lovely job now of cutting all these out to size, then going around the corners, and then I'm not going to do it today, but then what I am going to do is, when these have dried properly, I'm just going to go right around the edge with a straight stitch. And yeah, just so that the whole thing stays together and make it look as though we've tried to maybe repair them a little bit, as we are restoring the journal. Maybe we've tried to restore some of the games. Not sure, but yeah. Also Melody, little kitten in the background, guys. She's a bit shy. She won't come on camera because she's shy. Oops. Alright, so now I have the lovely job of doing this. It would be better with the trimmer, but I can't cut any straighter with a trimmer than I can with my own hands. So there we go. So this is the job that I've got to do next, and then, as I said, I'll be sewing around them off camera. So when I come back to do the box for these, or envelope, or whatever storage I decide to come up with to put these in, they will have been sewn. So in the meantime, I will be going back to making the journal. So it's just so cool. Look at these. I love it. But yeah, so I really hope that you guys have a better luck of getting these stuck all over the top than I did. Although, I've just thought, actually, if you're going to print on vellum like I did, if you use your noggin, knowing now, you know, what I knew then, what I didn't know then, should I say, you could print these images onto the vellum first, like these actual images, and then you could print these. Oh no, you couldn't. I was going to say you could then print these over the top, but you can't do, can you? Because it's a different orientation. Okay, sack that idea, guys. Sorry. Yeah. Five, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's number 6. Yeah, so anyway, this is where I'm at today, guys, on day 7. Cannot believe we're a whole week into this already. I have 11 days until my day with the daily with the bases. I am behind with watching videos. I've still only watched up to video at day 3. Oh, honestly, I am so behind, it's unreal. But I keep having to do other things, so I keep getting called away from the studio, and then I'm limited on time when I do sit down and create, because I don't want to be at it all day and all night like I were the other day, because that just give me a proper burnout. But yeah, so I just love it. I love how these have turned out. I really do. It's so cool. So let's do this one, and then we've got a full set, I think, apart from the king. Which I could, because I've now know that I've got cards left over. I could print the other page to get the king. Hey guys, sorry about that, my phone died. Yes. And I've now just nearly finished with the second suit. So let's just get this finished. Okay. And then all I need to do with these now is round the corners. As I said, some of these... Oh, I'm saying that's massive, that is because I haven't cut it there. Some of these are out of proportion, but I really don't care. Yeah, so anyway, it's fabulous. It's looking so cool. I will sew around them, like I said, and then I'll make it look a bit intentional, like we've tried to sew them to stop them from coming apart or something. I don't know. Make it look as though we're trying to restore them a little bit. Preserve them, that's the word, not restore. And yeah, so but once they are done, make sure they are in order. Yep, once they are done, this will be our pack of cards.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me?
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really